Terastal Kommo-o with the Throat Spray uses Clangorous Soul, a sound-based omni-boosting move. That's it. It's game over. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're having a battle versus X from the Discord server. They got an Xbox gamertag looking name, which is pretty cool. They got the Ogerpon, which is a big threat. They got the Iron Moth, which is a big threat. They got the Dragapult and the Great big threats all around. And then you have Tinkaton and Iron Jugglers, which are both, you know, respectively decent threats. So our team's pretty simple. We want Yanmega and we want Kommo-o to do their thing with a Throat Spray. It's double Throat Spray, baby. So let's go ahead and lead off with something that can counteract what they could possibly lead with. I'm thinking the Dragapult is a lead, or the Tinkaton. I think I'm going to lead Slowking and get the Snow up straight away with Chilly Reception. Bring Ninetales in and then go from there, because I feel like they counteract the Ninetales lead with the Iron Moth right now. Just a hunch. And the battle begins, so Dra's going to lead off with Ferropolila, the Iron Moth expecting the Ninetales lead. So we made a good prediction for the lead, which is a rarity for me, as they are going to use their booster energy up right now, boosting their speed. So that's something to watch out for sure. Now, what we want to do is we want to go for that Future Sight. Future Sight is going to ensure we get some damage off on something except from the Iron Juggless. They probably don't stay in here. They probably go Iron Juggless, but I'm going to go for that Future Sight anyway. If they switch out, they lose the booster energy, which is great. So they go for a Fiery Dance, which it's going to bounce off my Slowking. Bounces right off me. And no special attack boost, which is great. So we go for the Future Sight, and Future Sight will KO the Iron Moth, that's for sure. Now we just go for a Chilly Reception. They probably go into the Iron Juggless to take said Future Sight on the next turn. I am going to go for the Chilly Reception, though, just to get on out of there and get the Snow up as well, which is going to be really useful. So they are going to withdraw. They don't want to get hit by that Future Sight, even though they had an extra turn of staying in. They're going to go into the Tinkaton, which is obviously a Steel type. It can definitely take the Future Sight, no problem. So we're going to want to go into something that can not only threaten the Tinkaton, but also threaten the Iron Juggless and get them to switch out. So we'll go for the Chilly Reception real quick, get the Snow up, and then we'll go into something to threaten the Tinkaton and the Iron Juggless, which is going to have to be... And I mean, it's going to have to be, I'd say, we could, well, they don't know we're Terrafire with the Yanmega, so we might not get away with that. We could go out, Lola Ninetales get the Aurora Veil up, but Megaton Hammer is definitely going to do a lot of damage to us. I'm leaning towards Kommo-o, but at the same time, Play Rough's going to sting. I'm leaning towards Iron Treads. That's what I'm leaning towards, Iron Treads. So I'm going to go Iron Treads, because we can definitely scare this thing out of an EQ. They might bring in the Iron Juggless right now, which can definitely take said Future Sight, no problem. But you know what? If it gives us an opportunity to get the Stealth Rocks up while I've got an Iron Juggless and an Iron Moth, I think it's worth it. So I'm going to go for a Stealth Rocks here. Like I said, they probably switch out. Stealth Rocks come through. They stay in, which is good, because it means this thing is going to have some Future Sight trip, which is nice. They probably go for their own Stealth Rocks, as they do. They have got a Ghost type in Dragapult, so what we can do now is, predicting the Dragapult to come in, we could go for either an... There's the Future Sight. A little bit of chip damage, not too much. We also get to see, the Air Balloon pops, which is great. So now we can actually hit this thing with an Earthquake, because that was never an option. So now I'm thinking they switch out into Great Tusk or Dragapult to block our Rapid Spin. That's what I'm leaning towards, so I'm going to go for a knockoff. And if they do go Great Tusk, we have the Air Balloon as well, so we can just be immune to their Earthquake and go for a Rapid Spin depending on the set. So they do withdraw the Tinkaton. We're going to get a knockoff on something that has an item, unless it's the Iron Moth that comes in. Dragapult comes in, so we knew it was either Dragapult or Great Tusk coming in. Either way, knockoff's going to be useful, so we go for the knockoff on the Dragapult, which is a great prediction on my part, not to toot my own horn or anything, and nearly take out the Dragapult with that. They are Choice Spec, well, they're not anymore. They are not anymore, that's for sure. So now I feel comfortable going into Slowking. Slowking can definitely take a Shadow Ball from this thing, maybe 2, maybe 3. We can just go for a Future Sight again if we want to, or we can go for a Chilly Reception once more. So there we go, going to withdraw Iron Treads. We'll preserve the Air Balloon for later on with their Great Tusk. And we'll go into Drip Queen, the Slowking. So Slowking comes in. Can we take this Shadow Ball like a champ? That's what I want to know. U-Turn comes through. It's going to do a bit of chip damage to us, but nothing too drastic, as they do get to switch out their Dragapult thanks to said U-Turn. What are they going to bring in to take me on, though? Colmalago comes in, which is going to be the Great Tusk. So this thing is a threat right now. I feel like depending on what booster energy they get, we'll know what the set is. So they get booster energy in defense, which tells me they've probably not got close combat. They more than likely have EQ, knockoff, rapid spin, and maybe stealth rocks or ice spinner. So, knowing that, they're probably going to go for a rapid spin. I kind of want to go Iron Treads. But I also kind of want to go Ninetales. But the snow's going to wear off any turn. So I'm more probably better going into Iron Treads, really. So we're going to Iron Treads. I would have Chilly Reception there, but Earthquake is going to do too much damage to us if they go for an Earthquake. They might go for a Rapid Spin, like I say. So we'll go into Iron Treads real quick. See if they go for an Earthquake here. Let's see if they do. Rapid Spin. So Rapid Spin comes through. So we could have technically took advantage of that and gone into Ninetales, but, you know, it is what it is. So the Air Balloon is going to pop, and the snow is going to stop. There we go. The snow stops. So I was counting right. That's good. So I want to go for a Rapid Spin of my own. But I also want to go for a Stealth Rocks. But I also don't want to get hit in the face with an EQ right now. So I'm leaning towards Rapid Spin. I'm going to go for the Rapid Spin. Screw it. I'm really going to go for the Rapid Spin right now because I know we can take any hit from the Dragapult now that it's not Specs anymore. So there you go for another Rapid Spin to boost their speed, which is fair enough. They're going to boost their speed to sky-high levels now. But it's fine. We're going to Rapid Spin away the Stealth Rocks on our side of the field that the Tinkaton set up. And we're going to get a speed boost of our own. So the fact that they still outsped us is pretty impressive. They've already used the booster energy, so there's no point going for a knockoff. I think my best switch here is the Ninetales, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Ninetales gets a boost in defense because it's an ice type from the snow. So we should be able to take an Earthquake from this thing, no problem. If they have Earthquake, they might have Stealth Rocks, you know. They might have all sorts. So they go for the Bulk Up. So they're actually a Bulk Up set, which is interesting. So Bulk Up sets are terrifying to deal with. Especially if they, I'm going to go for the Aurora Veil here, I think. I think Aurora Veil is the best thing to do. So they go for a Headlong Rush, which we are going to be able to take thanks to the snow. Lowering their defenses, but at the same time, we're going to get an Aurora Veil up as well. So we can't take another Headlong Rush, that's for sure. They probably try and finish us off with a Rapid Spin to get an extra speed boost. And if that is the case, that is the case. What do we do here? So we've got a defense. Right, okay, so Ninetales may need to go down here. Can we use Ninetales for anything else later on? Probably not. I think now is the time for us to start doing other things. So I'm going to go for the Freeze Dry just in case. They go for a Headlong Rush. That's fine. Headlong Rush comes through. Defenses are going to drop even further. So they're now at -1 defense and -2 special defense because of the bulk up they got earlier. So this thing's at +1 attack. It is definitely a threat. That's for sure. I think our best bet is going to be the Ogerpon with the Ivy Cudgel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll go Majora. And Ivy Cudgel actually hurts their entire team, barring the Iron Moth, pretty badly. So, no, this is... Ivy Cudgel is a Water-type move, Jack. This hurts everything on their team except from their Ogerpon, which might come in right now. They are -1 defenses, so I might be better off going for a Horn Leech here. So I'm going to go for a Horn Leech. I'm going to go for the Horn Leech because they might go into Ogerpon, but at the same time, they might stay in and attack us, in which case we get some health back from the Horn Leech. So they do withdraw. Even after all their boosts, they're still going to withdraw, save it for later, and they're going to go into the Ogerpon, which is going to be able to take an Ivy Cudgel because of the Water Absorb, but we didn't go for Ivy Cudgel. We went for the Horn Leech. So that's great for us. Brilliant position for us to be in. Let's go for another Horn Leech and see if we can KO this thing. They go for a U-turn, which is going to do diddly squat thanks to the Aurora Veil. And then they're going to go back and probably go into the Iron Moth, I would say. If I had to guess anything, I'd say the Iron Moth's coming in right now. Tinkaton comes in. So Tinkaton is also a respectable switch. It's going to go ahead and get that Horn Leech damage, which is great. And based on that Horn Leech damage, I'm going to say that we can take this thing out with an Ivy Cudgel. They might double switch here back into the Ogerpon once again to get that Water Absorb. They might not. I know I can take a hit from this thing, though, so I might go for a Swords Dance. Might go for a Swords Dance. Might not. I'm going to go for the Ivy Cudgel. I don't think they'll do the Ogerpon switch. They don't do the Ogerpon switch. So Ivy Cudgel comes through and it takes out the Tinkaton, which is fantastic. So we made the right play. We got rid of the Tinkaton. No more Stealth Rocks. Job's a good one. In comes the Ogerpon. So Ogerpon is obviously a threat. We don't know what item they've got. Well, we do know what item they've got. They've got the Wellspring Max. But we don't know what they're going to go for here. Probably a Horn Leech, so Yanmega could be an option, but I'm going to go straight for my own Horn Leech here, as we do win the speed tie and KO the Ogerpon. So Ogerpon Wellspring Match is putting in the work right now. So Ogerpon goes down, Tinkaton goes down. We scared the Great Tusk out. Ogerpon is in a very good position right now. Dragapult comes in, so Dragapult is a threat. Outspeeds us and all that stuff. Stealth Rocks aren't up, so I'm going to go for the Ivy Cudgel just in case we live, because the Aurora Veil is still up. So they go for a Draco Meteor. That's going to sting. But because of the lack of the choice specs and the Aurora Veil being up, we're able to live it like a champ and go for an Ivy Cudgel to take out this Dragapult. So Ogerpon Wellspring is putting in some work right now. I tell thee what. The Aurora Veil should wear off this turn, though, so we're not out of the woods yet. In comes Colmilago, which is going to be the Great Tusk. So we know this thing's defensive. We know it can take a hit from us, no problem. And we know they've probably got close combat. So as the Aurora Veil wore off. No, we still got one more turn of it. Okay, cool. Let's go for an Ivy Cudgel right now. So Ivy Cudgel comes through. Did a lot of damage to the Great Tusk as they go for an Ice Spinner, which is going to do minimal damage thanks to the Aurora Veil. So we're in a very good position right now with Ogerpon. Very good position. They could still turn this around with Tera, though. So let's go for a Horn Leech, get a bit of health back, like so. There we go. Bit of health back, which is great. As now they have Sludge Wave on the Iron Moth. If they Tera Grass with the Iron Moth, they could throw me off guard. I'm hoping that Ogerpon opens up an opportunity for Yanmega to come in and finish up the game. Ferrosulo, which is going to be the Iron Jugglis, comes in. Now, this thing can definitely hurt us. That's for sure. They've got a booster energy, which is going to probably boost their speed. Speed was heightened. There we go. So, Ogerpon, it is your time. I was about to Tera then. I didn't mean to Tera then. Ivy Cudgel's going to come through, though. I have a feeling we're going to live an Air Slash or we're going to dodge a Hurricane. Hurricane comes through. We dodge it swiftly as we're able to go for an Ivy Cudgel and nearly take out the Iron Jugglis. So there we go. That's a good start. Let's go for another Ivy Cudgel. They do hit the Hurricane this time, which is obviously going to take us out. No problems there. And now the Iron Jugglis is a problem because it is very fast right now. It's very fast right now. But we do have the Dark Pulse will sting. Hurricane's going to sting. I think it might be time for Kommo-o to come in. Let's go for the Kommo-o. Let's go for their Kommo-o sweep. I think Kommo-o can do this. So we'll go Kommo-o. We're going to Tera. We're going to go for that Clangorous Skull. Clangorous Soul. Terastal. So we're going to take the Hurricane like a champ. I just hope we don't get, confused. So we're going to Terastal so that we can take the Hurricane, no problem. There we go, Tera. And they've still not Tera'd yet. They could still Tera turn this around on us with the Iron Moth or even this Iron Jugglis. They would have Tera'd already. They would have gone first if they Tera'd, though. So they go for a Hurricane and miss, which, is Hurricane. It does miss a lot. We go for the Clangorous Soul, which, if you didn't know, actually gets boosted by Throat Spray. So we're going to get an Omni boost right now in every single stat. And then we're also going to get an extra special attack boost from the Throat Spray, which is just incredible. This Kommo-o set is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It needs to be banned. Well, it was banned from UU. It's UUBL now. So I'm using it in OU. That's why I'm using it in OU. So they go for an Earth Power. They still outspeed. Don't quite get the KO because of the special defense boost. Go for the Clanging Scales, and that's going to take out the Iron Juggler. So that's crazy. I mean, I knew they would outspeed still, but I didn't think they would have Earth Power, of all things. I didn't think that thing got Earth Power, did it? I mean, maybe Flamethrower, but Earth Power? I know Hydreigon gets Earth Power, but still. Anyway, it all comes down to this. Can we take this thing out of a Clanging Scales? I think we can. I really want to believe we can. Clanging Scales comes through, +2, down goes the Iron Moth, and that is why you use Kommo-o, ladies and gentlemen. What a beast. I know it only took out 2 Pokemon, but seriously, I'm not going to use Ogerpon in the thumbnail again. Kommo-o deserves its time to shine. I wish I could have taken out more Pokemon with it, but it is what it is. GG Extra. But anyway, here's the team. If you want to try it out, use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.